Right. Yeah. Take it to black. Right. Here we go. Take it to black. Back on it. So we're gonna get into it. Today we've got something I picked up from Old Days. Yeah. Right. So this is one of the first writings we ever did years ago. DNA, do not acquiesce. So for those people who used to come to the talks in Jamaica House, CPT, you'll have a copy of this. So it probably come in handy. I think that was 2012. Yeah, when we did it. So there's going to be new information, obviously, but it's still relevant. So we have a rewrite that's out now. So, ladies and gentlemen, anyone who needs a copy of this, get in touch, and you can get your updated copy. We're going to go through it briefly, and you can see what it is that we were talking about then. It's all still relevant. It applies. In fact, more so now. Alright? I hope that's clear. So, we're going to do our Ticket to Black thing. So, we're going to leave it there for you to read. For the ladies and gentlemen, you know what we're talking about. This order business that we're in now. Little boys and little girls, go eat your greens and drink your milk. The monkey people, get ready to be chopped off people's backs. Okay? You won't be riding anymore. You're gonna have to find another way to earn a living. Alright? The people have had enough of you, monkey man. Right, so you're going to get into this DNA, do not acquiesce, to understand the new order. Right, so it says a world leader. World leader. I don't consider these people to be leaders, but anyone who knows about, what's his name, you got the three bushes we know about, that I know about anyway. So it's not the first, not the last bush, not the one with the fake airplanes going into buildings one's bush, but the other one before that, him. Because there was another one even before that. Before him, there was the one who sold the arms to the Nazis. Not him, the middle one, the one who said, "Read my lips, no more taxes." Now apparently he was lying, right? The same character who said, "A new world order, a world where the rule of law and not the rule of jungle governs the conduct of nations." That creepy mother, him, alright? So when he said, "Read my lips, no new taxes," apparently he was lying. When he talked about the new world order, apparently he wasn't lying. So when we put out this book, it was for that specific reason, to help the people maneuver around this new order. So you're going to read the book quickly, so you know where you are and why you are where you are. So he began with who you are, you see. And in those days, we still, well, I did, I was of the impression, I knew something was wrong, and we always know something is wrong, but we don't know how they're doing it. I knew there was something wrong. I didn't know how they're doing it, but I was determined to find out. So when I found out how it's being done. It's like, oh my, this is how it's being done. It's not that difficult. Huh? It's fairly straightforward. Once you know the game, or once you have the script, then you can act properly. Right? So, in those days we used to believe in common law. And common law says that you have a jurisdiction over three parts: your consciousness, your physical body, and your personal space. Alright? And it's forbidden to enter into somebody else's jurisdiction without their knowledge and consent. You see, that's about it. Then you got man's law, which is strictly contract law. So in man's law, or the legal industry, as you'd call it, made up stories and propagated as law or as truth, right? By a select group of members of a private corporation. You see, that's all they've done. What they've done is this: a few characters have managed to monopolize mass media, and they've been pumping out false information for decades. That's all they've done. So now the beliefs that people have are erroneous because of these few characters. I'm not going to name them. We know who they are. We don't have to name them, but we're going to deal with them in a way they've never seen before. They know it. We know it. It's a spiritual war. All right, it's on now. It's been going on for a few years. So, in the legal industry law business, it says you are created by the government. You are created by the government. But it's still forbidden to cross into another person's jurisdiction unless you have a contract to do so. Right? So you are the physical representation of the legal name on a contract. That's man's law. Now, contracts require terms and conditions, consent and full disclosure, consideration as well, lawful consideration as well. If there is no consideration, it is not a valid contract. By consideration, I mean equal exchange of value or energy. So I give you something, you give me something. That's a contract. It cannot be one way, where there is no consideration, where I just take from you and I give you nothing. There is no consideration. It's not a contract. It's invalid. It's called unconscionable. Okay? So here we go. Ready? Little boys and little girls, if you didn't know who created you and how you came to be where you are, we're going to explain a few things to you today so you know. So this was the DNA, the New Testament. Oh, sorry, this is the Old Testament of the DNA. Because I think we had, it's got two testaments. Oh yeah. So this is the Old Testament of the DNA, right? So chapter 1. Little boys and little girls. So in the beginning, alright? So in the beginning, right. So in the beginning, how did it used to start? Once upon a time, long time ago, in the beginning, the God created man. Right? So he didn't create a corporation, God created man. Oh, I read the book, by the way. It's the, it's called the 1611 King James's version of the Holy Bible. So I finished reading that. I'm gonna do a proper analysis of that rubbish. Right. So in the beginning, God created man and woman and everything else for that matter. But in the book, it says that this God guy created a man from the dirt, and then blew on it, and he started walking around, and then the man went to sleep, a deep sleep, and then this God character came up and took off one of his ribs, and fashioned a woman out of it. And then this woman spoke to a snake, and then this snake convinced the woman to eat fruit, And the woman ate the fruit and convinced the man. And then, it's. We'll get into that story in its own day. In the beginning, God created man and woman. Right. So. Okay. So God looked at the time. No, sorry. Are we going to? Man was then put on earth and told to get on with business. However, the particulars of business weren't clearly defined. So it was generally agreed that man should behave honorably at all times towards himself, other people, and his environment. So that was the deal. Okay? So after God had done all this, he looked at the time and said, shit, they couldn't believe it. You see? Realizing he was late for another appointment, he searched for a suitable candidate to assist administer the earth. You see, so God was doing his thing, making things up. So he met somebody, and then he realized, shit, man, I gotta go and do something else. And then say, okay, fine, let me look for someone who's gonna take care of this earth while I'm busy doing something else. See, this was necessary because at this point people were constantly bickering and fighting over everything, you see. So the people never change, arguing and like little bitches all the time about stupidity and pettiness. Or somebody said this, somebody said that. Or somebody did, oh, shut up. Get out of here. Right, alright. So God, the God itself, it's written here in black and white, so you can't even dispute it. It's here, man. It's in you, this is So God finally came across this woman who's called the Queen. And God said, God asked the Queen to consider if she'd have the time, maybe if she could assist him to run this earth. Because God was a bit busy, right? You see. However, the only catch was that this queen, once she was been found, when God found this woman, the thing was that the God said that she had to take an oath, you see, to uphold the laws of God. Now, this woman, she thought about it, after much thought, she graciously accepted the challenge, you see, and she took an oath. She took an oath that she was going to defend, she's going to uphold the law of God, you see. And God was happy about this, and then God left, you see. God left. Gone. Him gone. Wow. So once God had left, it's nice to just a queen now, you see. So the queen thought to herself, how will I accomplish such an enormous feat? I think that's the way she speaks. I've seen it on the television. It looks I think that's the one that gets wheeled in on Christmas, and when they open the houses of parlay, they wheel in this pale, wrinkly thing, and then it speaks. I probably have to find a tape of it speaking so I can figure out how it speaks, but I can't do the accent. I'll try my best. How will I accomplish such an I can't do it. You know, it's feet, right? I am but a woman. However, I am but a woman. Yeah, right. I am. However, she knew exactly what to do, because the queen is very smart. You see, she's a very intelligent being, very compassionate, very intelligent. So intelligent, she's so intelligent. She deserves to be a queen, right? So she knew what to do. So she appointed what she called public servants to help her around the earth. You see. Now, she too made these public servants swear an oath to uphold the law of God. Now, the law ensured that people went about their business unmolested. That's the law of God. That's it. Hmm? Everyone, go around your business unmolested. That's it. Hmm? So those who broke the law of God, right? Or those who broke an oath to the queen. Okay, so the queen appointed the servants, and the servants who broke the oath that they taken to the queen, they paid a heavy penalty, you see. They were usually beheaded. Okay, so people took heed of the law. So the queen wasn't messing around. She wasn't effing about with you. Huh? You take an oath, you break the oath, guess what? They'll put you in a rack and they'll pull your head off. Alright, so that's how it is. So with all this in place, everyone lived happily ever after, little boys and girls. I hope that's good. And I hope that explains why you have the queen. And now we know why we have the queen and her purpose here, you see. So the queen is a very, very nice lady. She's appointed by the Heavenly Father himself, who came down upon earth and gave this woman the authority. The authority that she claims. Okay? Now, that being the case, that's the rest of the Testament. Alright? So here we go. Let's get to it. Now, as sheep, we always say chapter 1, this is scenarios, as sheep. As sheep. Now I know you are who you are, and how it is that you came to be, that all came to be. So now you know everything now, okay? The world began, and God created the earth. Then when God found himself to be too busy, maybe creating other earths, he appointed this woman to be the one who runs this plane on his behalf. Alright? So everything cool. So you get about your business. So let's say you're selling sheep in partnership, no pun intended, with a gentleman called Maxwell. That's what it says. Could be anyone. Could be John, Dick. So you set the aims of your business and drive towards them. You work hard together for a decade, maybe 20 years you're working together. And you don't stop. So you make big gains, some losses, whatever, it's business, you make money. And then one day things take a bad turn and the money runs out. And you start pulling your hair out because you can't sleep. Alright? So one time you leave your mansion and you drive to the office. And going through the files, you realize, oh my God, what the right? So Maxwell, who you've known for 20 years, Maxwell, guess what? He's got a twin brother who looks just like him. Right? That he never told you about. He never told you about Max. So what are you going to do? not just that, but his brother, right? He runs another company, which has got a similar name to your company. And guess what? 75% of your budget and 75% of the contracts you signed are not with Max, are with his brother and this other company. It's always been like that since the beginning, right? The only people who knew about this situation was Max, his twin brother, and the accountants. All right? So what are you going to do? Huh? So your remedy is a choice between two. The rule of the jungle and the rule of law. How are you going to handle it? Alright? You think about that for a minute. Now, we go after the sheep. The sheep, as sheep, we go to the grass man. Now, let's say hypothetically you own a house. You own a house. I was going to say something about the monkey man, but maybe I should not. Alright? So, right, here we go. So you and your neighbor, you own a house, your neighbor owns a house next door or whatever. One day, you notice a man cutting the lawn in your yard. You see. And then he packs the grass in sacks and carries them away. Huh? So whereas you're surprised when you see him come back the next day and he does the same thing. He comes up there, he's got a sax with him. He mows your lawn, takes the grass, puts it in sacks and goes away. And he does this for a month because you've got a big field. Let's imagine you're not a monkey man, you're not a stupid little boy or girl. You're actually a man or a woman and you have some property, some land. And you have some grass on this land. Alright? So this guy does this stuff for about a month. So you look at him through the window, you're washing your dishes, you know, you're scratching your ass, and you're looking at this guy doing his cutting his... Right? It says you scowl, you scratch your ass, you scratch your head, okay? Time flies. Oh, he plants some seeds as well. Okay, so you cut the grass, you plant some seeds. After a few months, the seeds grow, and then he comes and he harvests the seeds, and he moves on. A year goes by, and then you hear some footsteps outside your door. And you open the door, it's the guy who did plant some stuff in your lawn last year when you're scratching your ass, okay? He tells you to open the door wider, right? This is for your best interest, right? And for you to step aside and let him in, right? And this is for your personal safety. He's here to safeguard you. He's here to protect you, all right? So you step aside, he enters, he finds your bed, he cuddles in and goes to sleep. So this is what we're dealing with, right? This is what we're dealing with. Now, common law. It says no breach of the law. Nothing's wrong. You see? Oh, hang on a second. Oh, here we go. Hang on a second. It's math. Here we go. Yeah. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Just bang this for 1 sec. Yeah. Yo, mama don't wear no draw. I saw when she took him off. Yeah. With a stank behind. Yeah. Your mama standing on the welfare line trying to look fine with a stank behind. And fakeness. Stupid bitch. Right, here we go. So that's it. Common law says no breach of the law. Legal law says no breach of the law. Law of the jungle says anything goes. All right. So we go to episode number 2. Ooh. Stop for you nasty ass. Hey, you man. Let me pull your brains out your ass with the hanger. Yeah, right. There we go. Okay, episode number 2. Yeah, we just had to. I think I'm gonna spark one up. It's about time. Yeah, and then before we carry on with this study, right? So, episode 2. So you own a house on a plot of land. So does your neighbor and the rest of the village. So one day, you notice a man cutting the lawn in a yard and packing the grass in sacks and carrying them away. Alright? So this time, you object and challenge the presumption of staking a claim on your grass. You see? So he concedes, he puts stands up by leaving your yard, and you acquiesce in his leaving by asking him never to return. Alright? How easy is that? Now common law says, no breach of the law until you decide, if you choose to make a complaint of probably trespass. It's up to you. Legal says, no breach of law. You have no contract with the man. There are no terms and conditions to enforce. Alright? So your recourse is common law trespass. Alright? Law of the jungle. The man comes back with a bunch of his buddies. And the buddies watch over him as he cuts the grass, puts it in the sacks, and takes it away. That's the law of the jungle. What you gonna do? In episode 3, alright? So you own a house on a plot of land, so does your neighbor and the rest of the flipping village. So one day, you notice a man cutting the grass, the lawn in your yard. Okay? So packing the grass in sacks and carrying them away. So you object to his presumption of staking a claim in the grass. He concedes and stops. Right? So you heard he's been selling the grass in the market, and you want in. Apparently, there's a drought, and everyone's going mad for cow feed. So it might be around carnival time, so it might be drought time, who knows. But he concedes. And number 5, he offers you an agreement now. And you concede and acquiesce by contracting with him and by setting up the terms and conditions of agreement. So you said to him, listen, you're going to cut so much grass, you're going to sell it for so much, I want a little bit. That's the contract, either verbal or written. That's the contract that you need in order to function in the legal world. Alright? So common law says, no breach of the law, everything's cool. Legal law says, no breach of the law, everything's cool, until any of the terms of the agreement is breached.